The market did something that it doesn't normally do. Matter of fact, the last time it did it was in 2023, and now again in 2026, it went up for 8 straight weeks off of our recent April low. And even more rare is for us to have a 9 week streak, which is what next week could possibly be. Maybe it will be, maybe it won't. But that only occurs every 12 years. Is this the moment that the market's going to go up for 9 straight weeks? Even if we did go up next week, the fact is the markets are fairly extended. And we've enjoyed some very nice runs on some popular stocks. Apple, in particular, was our number one winner this morning in the live trade session. We jumped on Apple right at open and it just ripped, giving us all some very easy money. Today was an unusual day. We actually had, I think it was 9 winning alerted trades in the Discord, and we traded for 2 hours. And someone said in the comments section, he said, I don't know if I'm getting better or has Wall Street just been easy the last couple of weeks. And I hope that they're getting better, but I told them it's been easy. A lot of stuff has been ripping, right? You have to imagine that if the market goes up for 8 straight weeks, you ought to be making some money. If you're not making money right now, then I think I would suggest you come hang out with the Stocks with Josh community because we definitely made some money today. I also have to highlight the continued success of the Friendly Screener. I'm personally loving this tool and profiting from it daily. Today's Friendly Screener pick under the Live Runners Screener was AKTX. AKTX. This was yesterday's pick, and yesterday it delivered a beautiful 60+% move higher. It pulled back, consolidated, gave us another opportunity to load the boat. In the live trade session, I mentioned that I had a couple thousand shares of this and was expecting a nice move. Well, guess what kind of move it gave us today? It gave us a 120% plus move. Another big move, another gift from the Friendly Screener. I'm going to leave a video at the end of this video. If you need to get some more information on it and you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll leave a video at the end of this video. But first, let me just kick things off by welcoming you to Wall Street. This is the Stocks with Josh show. Thank you for taking a minute, engage in the video. I'm going to use this time for today's video to cover a handful of stocks that I'm in or interested in being in next week. And some stocks that I haven't covered before, I'm going to talk about for the first time today. It's a small cap stock, and I know people love these small cap stocks. So let's kick things off and talk about INFQ. I talked about it in yesterday's video. I gave you some fresh targets for a move higher on INFQ, and it delivered. It absolutely ripped today, and we hit those targets to the upside. Let me just quickly show you what it's doing right now. And I don't know if you took profit or if you're holding, but it is hot and it is moving and had a huge move today. But let's go look at the charts to get a sense of what might happen next. Let's go look at INFQ. So yesterday when we were sitting around $14.80, I said that the up target was $16.40, and we ran right up to it. We got way above it, all the way up to around $18, but I always give you these critical levels that it has to get above and stay above, or they operate as resistance, and that's what happened to INFQ. Even though it ran up to $18, it then bled off the rest of the day and closed underneath this level. Now, you're going to be asking, is the up move over? Well, you want to keep it very simple. Currently, the price is between two important price points, that's $16.40 and that $14. And so because we couldn't get above $16.40, it means that we can no longer expect to go higher. The next move up would have been to $21.40. However, if you're bullish on INFQ, all you need to do is keep in mind that if we can get back above $16.40 next week, then yes, the $21.40 comes back into view. If we can't get above $16.40 next week, then we're going to go somewhere, and it's most likely back to support, which is at $14. Let me know if you guys enjoyed some of that INFQ money. That one was a stock up with Larry Jones pick, and it absolutely was a nice win. Okay, I'm going to talk about a stock that I have not owned for over 18 years. Now, this is one that used to be super hot, and it was day traders' favorite. And we're talking about BlackBerry, ticker BB. When I started trading, this was one of my go-to stocks to trade every single day. And when I take you into the chart, you'll understand why, because this thing absolutely ripped and it was constantly climbing and climbing and climbing. Well, BlackBerry did not win the cell phone war, and neither did Nokia. We're going to squeeze that one in today as well. Obviously, Apple emerged as king of the phones, and BlackBerry faded from history and faded from its all-time high. Then it fell into despair, and it's been going sideways for a long time. But while that was happening, they actually pivoted their financial focus and have been slowly growing a business that a lot of people I didn't even know about, and they've been doing very well with it. And now they're getting aligned with some AI opportunities, and they still had a very large short interest. All of this has created the perfect storm for the stock to rip. So today I'm going to review the fundamental story and the chart, and I'm going to see if I've got time to share one more ticker that I'm interested in trading next week. But let's talk about why BlackBerry is doing well. They have a software called QNX. This is their operating system, and it's been deeply embedded in automotive systems, EVs, robotics, and industrial systems. Recent reports showed QNX revenue hitting record levels with double-digit growth. And so you can't think about these guys as an old failed cell phone business. They're now a software solution specifically serving some very hot sectors like AI and robotics. Profitability has improved. BlackBerry has now stacked multiple quarters of improving profitability and positive cash flow, which is changing Wall Street's sentiment very quickly. You guys know Wall Street needs to see revenues and profit margins increasing, and these guys have been doing it. So now they're looking at them with fresh eyes and estimating, where is this going? Well, for now, the stock price is going higher. AI and cybersecurity rotation. The market has recently been rewarding software and cybersecurity names again, especially companies tied to embedded AI infrastructure and security systems. They've got government and security contracts. They're a trusted entity that's been around for a long time. And then one of the biggest technical factors as to why the stock price has been climbing very quickly as of late is they still had a lot of short interest. And so folks are getting squeezed. Let me take you into the chart and show you what the opportunity is. I think you're going to find this interesting. This is one that I want to buy. I bought it already, but I want to buy it on any red candle pullback because I think it's going to continuously spring higher. Let's go look at that chart. So this thing was such a big winner back in '02 was when it really began to build some momentum, and it ran. It really took off in '06, and it screamed higher, hitting its all-time high up to 147 back in 2008. And that was around the last time that I had been trading it. It went from 148 and in about 6 months came all the way down to around $33. And then it had a little season where it was trying to chop higher on the struggle bus, only to get another major leg down, bringing it all the way to the $5 to $6 range. Now, I want to expand the chart, and I want to show you that even though it had crashed to $5 or $6, it's had a number of moments in which it's made these pushes higher. Back here in 2012, it went from around $6 to around $18. And I'm going to make an important point to you. But for now, just take note of these big moves. It consolidated and again took off from around the $6 mark, and it went up to around $14. So let me highlight these for you. And then down here, it went from $2.60 and went all the way up to $28. And recently, we have blasted off from around $3, and today we've gotten up to close to $8. And so I want to highlight a couple things. Since 2012, this thing has been having these short squeezes about every couple years, right? And it's been a while since we've had one. And in these 3 moments, they didn't have AI and robotics going for them like they do now. They have never been in such a good position as they are right now, doing what they're doing, and the AI robotics environment that they're operating in, and their growing revenues, and the way that money is being pushed around in this environment. I think that we're going to very quickly hit $9, and I think after that, we're going to hit $12. And so I wanted to bring it to your guys' attention. I bought a couple thousand shares of this one. This is the first time I'm talking about it on the show. Love to get some sort of a pullback. I think this one is going to continue to do well. And I want to remind you that if the S&P 500 decided not to do a 9-week streak, there's going to be companies like this that are actually going to do well as money rotates out of the big winners. Folks are going to be doing some window shopping and rotation into other stocks. And BlackBerry from back in the day could have its big move next week. All right, before I go, I want to highlight Nike. I made very good money on Nike. I called it out over 2 weeks ago when it was down on its very lows. People laughed at me, but it had an incredible move, and we finished this week off above a very critical level. I'm going to take a quick moment and show it to you. I'm going to remind you as to what it needs to do next week for us to get the next leg higher. If it doesn't do that, I'll have to lock in the money I've already made off of it, but I think it's still got room to go higher. Let's go check out the Nike stock. All right, we had a beautiful move off the bottom here at around $41, and this is the most important level, $44.25. This was the level that we simply had to close this week above, and you can see that we did that easily. Now, I'm okay with us doing a little bit of consolidation on Monday, but if we can stay above 44.25 on Monday and Tuesday, I think we're going to make a very quick move higher all the way up to 46.67. And I'm going to keep that one very simple. I want to highlight Nokia, and I just want to highlight that it hit the target that I gave. I talked about this in the Discord, and I mentioned it in some of my live shows that I was getting into this at around $13.50. And I gave the target of $15.50. We've run all the way up and we closed above it today. Now, Nokia is kind of similar to BlackBerry. This was a legacy company that a lot of people had believed was dead money. It went into despair, but they're getting swept up in the AI story. It's a trusted entity. And so far, it hasn't slowed down. My next target is a move up to $18. There are a lot of other stocks that I would love to sit and chat with you guys about, but I do that with my community. We do that in the live trade sessions where we've got a little bit more time. I still like ServiceNow. It's definitely going to be on the top of my watch list to go into for a swing trade. And Palantir, of course, it did well today. Got out of it right at the top during the live trade session, and it had a massive flush, took risk again as it settled down, and it came back up and made me some more money, but I'm not in it right now. But Now and Palantir are two larger cap stocks that I'm looking at to continue to swing to the upside. At the moment, I favor NOW, ServiceNow, above Palantir. Palantir's been extremely volatile. But I'm going to continue to take risk on both. Let me know what you think. What did you make the most money in this week? We had a beautiful live trade session. Apple had just an amazing move. We took it to the upside. We took NVIDIA to the downside. And I look forward to doing it all again with you guys next week. Let me know what you think of my small cap picks, Nokia, BlackBerry, as well as Nike's not a small cap. It's an underdog. Let me know what you think of these picks. And if you're riding along with me, hit that like and subscribe. Check out this video. Peace and blessings. I'll see you soon. The market isn't hard because there aren't opportunities. It's hard because there are too many. And most people start their day simply wondering what to trade. That's why I built the Friendly Stock Screener. This is the ChartGoats process turned into a tool, so you have a clear starting point for the day. Stop scrolling through countless tickers. Quickly narrow down to the stocks that top traders are watching right now. It's called the Friendly Screener because it has a built-in scoring and grading system that even a brand new trader can follow, as well as educational content to learn about the market moves that dominate Wall Street. You spend less time searching, less time second-guessing, and more time focused on the names that can actually move. Don't get stuck at the starting line and miss out on money-making opportunities. Use the Friendly Stock Screener. Better stock picks, better focus, better trades.